you can change the world. Learn from proven change makers from all walks of life. They'll show you how to raise money, invest for impact, and so much more. You can start small. Start today and never quit. You can change the world by strengthening your superpowers. Now, welcome to the Superpowers for Good show. I'm your host, Devin Thorpe. Hello, everyone. I am so excited to have with us today. This is really exciting. We have with us today Suresh Kumar, who is the CEO of Lilu. And let me just tell you, Sujay, welcome to the show. I got to tell everybody, though, you are the winner of the Kinect Capital live pitch on the Superpowers for Good show. On this show, we did the live pitch last in March, and you won the Judge's Choice Award, which came with a big $500 investment. Congratulations. We're happy for you, but thrilled that you'd make time to be on the show today to talk to us a little bit more about Lilu. So
absolutely. Thank you so much for having me.
I know I haven't given you much of a chance to talk yet, but we will. This is about you. But I want to play this great video that I stole off of your YouTube channel because it does such a great job of introducing Lilu. So I'm going to ask you to be patient with me.
First time I tried the Lilu massage bra, I was like, whoa.
As a lactation specialist, I'm always telling people to ward off clogged ducts.
I don't necessarily have to sit there and start trying to push, is there anything else? Because I actually feel that my milk has emptied.
It does get a lot of milk out of me.
To find that this bra was actually functional and served a really great, helpful purpose was very exciting.
The massage is very comforting and nurturing to you as a mother. And I really love that. They're thinking about the mother.
It's one of those feelings where it's I feel like I'm finally getting the help that I need. And it makes me feel so like super mom.
This is a great product. Tell us about Lilu.
Yeah, no, thank you so much for playing that as well. That video makes me happy. It makes me teary-eyed, just seeing all those moms talk about our product. So a little bit about Lilu. We are a women's health company. We build tech-enabled products to make postpartum care more comfortable, efficient, and pain-free. We are currently working on 2 key complementary product lines. First one is called the Omni Breast Pump, which is a hands-free wearable breast pump integrating our patented breast massage technology to help moms pump more milk. And the second product line is the digital product offering. We're calling it the Milksense lactation tracking app to help moms track and manage their breastfeeding, breast pumping, and bottle feeding sessions, and using our proprietary machine learning algorithms, providing them with actionable insights about their lactation and well-being.
There's so much to digest here. It's interesting to see the women get excited about the pump technology that you've got. What's the real difference that it makes? What separates it from kind of the ordinary breast pumps out there?
Sure. Yeah. A couple of things, right? I think first thing that when we looked at the breastfeeding, breast pumping landscape in general, the one common theme that stood out over and over again is that moms have been experiencing issues with breast pumping. It's a painful process. It's again uncomfortable. It's making mom miserable. And unfortunately, the design of the breast pump hadn't really changed in the last 3-4 decades. So right now, breast pumps are broadly, you can look at them in 2 different categories. And unfortunately, both of these categories are trying to approach the bigger part of the problem with a piecemeal approach. So for instance, there are breast pumps that are trying to make this process more affordable. So making pumping more affordable. So less expensive ones, but unfortunately, they're not efficient enough. And the other one is a wearable breast pump. They're making breast pumping more convenient, but unfortunately, again, they're not looking at efficacy. So none of these breast pumps are looking at efficacy. They rely purely on suction to get the milk out, which again, when you think about what a baby is doing when a baby is directly breastfeeding, is there's so much more going on. There's the movements of the jaw, there's the kneading of the breast, there's the suckling motion. So it's not just pure suction. So just relying purely on suction to get all the milk out is a highly inefficient process. And unfortunately, that's what results eventually in moms quitting breastfeeding before the recommended time of 2 full years, because they end up having issues with milk supply. They're not able to get enough milk out. And very painful, like I said, and results in conditions like clogged ducts and mastitis. What we're doing differently is we're using our proprietary massage technology to add that extra element of comfort and add that extra element of stimulation to the breast to enable the milk producing glands to produce the hormones to optimize milk production and help moms get 55% more milk. So our focus is on efficacy and making the whole pumping process comfortable for moms.
There's an economic issue here that I hadn't thought of until just now, and that is if you help mothers get more milk longer, right? It saves a fortune because the baby formula is not cheap, is it?
Yeah. And it's not just baby formula, right? So we actually did a survey with a group of moms. Around 600 moms responded to the survey, and we recognized that moms are actually spending over $1,000 in just making breastfeeding work. Not even talking about formula if they have to switch over to formula, but just in making breastfeeding work when they set out to breastfeed. Because of all these hassles and hurdles that they face, they end up spending so much money on lactation consultation services, on galactagogues, or these lactation supplements, teas, cookies, etc., just to make breastfeeding work desperately. And they end up spending more money. They get one free breast pump from their insurance provider, but that doesn't really end up working out. So they end up getting another breast pump and then another one. So moms are spending $1,000 on average just to make breastfeeding and breast pumping work. So yeah, our product, by helping moms get more milk and helping them sustain breastfeeding for a longer period of time, is definitely a huge lifesaver for them.
Yeah, that's a fascinating aspect to your product that I hadn't fully appreciated before now. Uh, let's talk a little bit about the app technology. I had never in my life
Yes.
once, of course, I'm not a mother, and so different experience, and from being honest, a different generation, right? To hear so removed a little bit from the current thinking about mothering. But one of the issues is you've got the app. I'd never occurred to me that you could track all of this stuff. What's the point of tracking? What does tracking accomplish? How does it help a mother? How does it help a baby?
Yeah, thank you so much for that. So we're starting by looking at lactation and how that affects not just the physical health of a new mom, but also her mental health as well. Lactation is also very closely tied to maternal mental health. So helping moms understand their lactation, understand how much they're producing right now, how much they're going to be producing a week from now, is going to be a game changer. So and I'll take a little bit of a step back and talk a little bit about the science of it, right? So the reason why tracking lactation makes sense is because breastfeeding is a supply-demand issue. So the more the moms are able to produce milk, or the more the moms express milk, the more they're able to produce over time. So again, when you think about it, as the baby is breastfeeding, that's indicating to the breast that the baby wants more milk, and so it produces milk. And the converse of that is true as well. When a mom is not expressing enough milk, that's also telling the body that the baby doesn't need enough milk, and so her body ends up producing less milk over time, and she ends up having low milk supply, and that causes a downward spiral. There's anxiety around it, and that's one of the leading causes for postpartum depression as well. And again, helping moms in that journey and helping them so that they don't reach that downward slump is critical. So helping them understand their lactation and all the factors around this is going to be very important. But that's just from the mom's perspective, right? There's also the care provider's angle. So right now, when moms are going to lactation consultants, sleep therapists, or therapists, they're providing care. But unfortunately, without that data, there's no way to know if that care is working for moms. So there's no accountability, and there's no measuring the impact of that care. And that's where the app is going to be useful as well. So all the data that we're going to be collecting from the app around breastfeeding sessions, breast pumping sessions, bottle feeding sessions, the mother's health, the baby's health, the mother's diet, eventually the baby's diet. So slew of factors, and also all the various different products that moms are using as well. What kind of breast pump is she using? Is she taking lactation supplements? And being able to provide that data and information to healthcare providers, and also in terms of providing that data to moms and having them look at what's working for them and what's not working for them, rather than relying on a one-size-fits-all solution that currently exists.
Yeah, it's fascinating. There's so much there to track. And does the app, I mean, is it easy or is it like a real pain in the keister to keep entering all this data all the time?
We're trying to automate as much as possible, right? Like the last thing we want to do is to have moms just do one more thing when they're breastfeeding and breast pumping. They have a million things to juggle. And that's unfortunately why these apps, there are a few apps that have existed, right? Like these journaling apps that are basically asking moms to manually enter information. And we want to sort of avoid that. So we're trying to automate as much as possible. We're building a dynamic scheduling algorithm, which is going to basically schedule breastfeeding and breast pumping sessions for a mom. So all they have to do is they get a notification, they just click tap, and then it starts recording their session for them, basically. So we're trying to make it as easy as possible. We are currently beta testing the app. It is in beta. Moms can download it on our website, wearlilu.com. And again, the goal is that over the next couple of months, we're going to continue beta testing it and launch additional features. And we want moms to come and tell us what they like about the app, what they don't like about the app, and all the important features. And if they have new feature requests, like tell us. And again, at the end of the day, we want to build an app that's solving real problems for moms. And yeah, our goal is to launch the app on both the Apple and Android app stores in Q2 of this year. So over the next couple of months, our priority is going to be to stress test it, make sure that all the features are working fine, and then we're able to put up important features that moms are going to be able to find helpful.
Yeah, it's so cool, the range of stuff that you're doing. Now, tell us a little bit about your co-CEO. I think your co-CEO has,
Yes.
I mean, not to put too fine a point on it, but she has breasts, right? Something you and I don't really have. Tell us a little bit about her and how
Yeah.
you came to work together.
Yeah. So I'm Lilu's co-CEO. My co-CEO, her name is Adriana Vasquez Ortiz. She's also an immigrant founder from Mexico City. I met Adriana while we were both doing our master's programs at the University of Pennsylvania. So I was pursuing a master's in electrical engineering, and Adriana was pursuing her master's then in product design. And we came together in a robotics class, and we ended up becoming lab partners for that class. So we were just two nerds working on cool robotics projects together, building some really cool stuff. But I think over the course, the duration of that course, like we also discovered our mutual passion to leverage our backgrounds as engineers and product designers to build products to improve people's health. And women's health in specific, and we came together and we wanted to sort of build a product that addresses a real problem for women. And right around the same time is when we got to talking and we discovered our mutual experiences of seeing our friends and family and colleagues struggling to make breastfeeding work and making that transition to early parenthood work. And we discovered that a lot of our friends and family, and even professor for that very class where we met, had actually unfortunately been met with this choice of like, do they continue breastfeeding after coming back to work because they have to rely on breast pumps, but it's not really working out for them, or do they continue focusing on their careers? And that's not really a choice that they should have to make. So again, being the product designers and technologists that we are, and also future parents, we wanted to change that. So we set out to change, like to understand the space a little bit better. We spoke to hundreds of moms before arriving at this first product of improving the breast pump technology, basically.
Well, this is cool stuff that you've got going on, Sujay. We're just thrilled to have you with us. We're going to take a quick break here, folks. I'm going to, we're here with Sujay Suresh Kumar, who is the CEO and co-CEO and co-founder of Lilu Inc., a great company helping women with new breastfeeding technology, including pumps. Just cool stuff. So stick around. We're going to take a short break, but when we come back, we're going to talk to Sujay about his superpower. So stick around.
You can get in on the ground floor to help fix the climate crisis for as little as $100. Pause now to scan the QR code to get started, or visit s4g.biz/raisegreen. You can be a green at Raise Green.
Want to learn from the world's great changemakers? Find your superpower.
Subscribe to the Superpowers for Good newsletter at superpowersforgood.com. Make your strengths into superpowers that will change the world. Join the super crowd today. Superpowers4good.com.
Hope to raise money from the impact crowd. Good investors are as interested in community, social or environmental impact as you. Connect with Funding Hope, an SEC-registered FINRA member crowdfunding portal to learn how to raise capital from the impact crowd. Scan the QR code now.
Welcome back, everyone. We've got such a fun topic today. We're here with Suresh Kumar, who is the co-CEO and co-founder of Lilu, a company that is making breastfeeding technology. Here's the thing. They're also the company that won the last quarter's Kinect Capital live pitch competition on the Superpowers for Good show, on this show last quarter. And we're just honored to have them here with us. So please welcome back Suresh Kumar. Sujay, you're just doing the coolest stuff. You're a super well-educated, accomplished guy. What is your superpower?
That's an interesting question. I would say a couple of things, right? So first one would have to be resilience, and for me, that's the biggest quality that I have that sort of kept me going in this journey as an entrepreneur. I think all entrepreneurs have to face a lot of ups and downs on a daily basis. I joke about this. Like I think the biggest part of my job is basically putting out fires as a co-founder and co-CEO of a company, and over time, like you have to build that resilience if you want to continue sort of on your mission. And at the end of the day, you have to recognize that you're on this journey for a very important reason and remind your reason time and again. So I think one would be resilience, and the other would be empathy. I think for me, again, I've always been extremely passionate about leveraging my background as an engineer, as a roboticist, as a technologist to build better products for that make life easier for people, but also more specifically women, and I think there's that stems from empathy and stems from that value that my parents and my family has inculcated in me.
There's no question you have to have empathy to be doing what you're doing, right? You have to be able to genuinely understand and feel what a woman is experiencing, something you cannot physically do, right, to fully appreciate
Absolutely.
their experience and help them. So that's a great superpower that you are obviously deploying. I want to dig in a little bit on the resilience, not because it's more important, but because it's a little less obvious. We don't know about the challenges you're facing. We don't know what you've overcome.
Yeah.
Can you share an example of something where you used your resilience to overcome a challenge?
Oh man, where do I get started? Like I said, I put out fires on a daily basis. But I'll tell you about maybe a couple of incidents, right? The first one, it's not really an incident, but more a phase, right? We right when we started the company, we had this incredible opportunity to fly down to China, to Shenzhen, China, in 2016 to attend the Hacks Hardware Accelerator program because we'd been accepted to be a part of it. And that gave us the opportunity to not just be there to accelerate our product development and bring our product to the market as quickly as possible. But I spent 2 years on the ground in Shenzhen, China. First time there, I did not know the language, did not know the place, and all of that. I used that opportunity while I was there to build relationships with suppliers, with manufacturers. Like I said, to bring our product to the market. So that was an extremely challenging phase where, again, you're in a foreign country, the food is different, people are different, the language is drastically different, and living there for 2 full years in order to bring this product to the market. That was the one single goal, being alone there and with the sole focus, the North Star of this product needs to be out and it's going to help moms. So that was one. And the other one, interesting story was So when we actually launched the first product, the MVP, which was the Lilu massage bra, we launched the product around 2019 on pre-order. So we did a small cap pre-orders, we did a soft launch with a promise to ship the product in 4 months, 4 or 5 months, I believe. And we were actually one of the first campaigns on Kickstarter that was able to deliver on time. So we not only promised it, we actually kept at that promise, and we were able to deliver or bring the products in from China. They flew in, like, there was no hiccups there. And then, all the regulatory hurdles, everything sorted. And we were just about to ship. And then we get an email from the FDA that they had flagged our shipment for some reason. They don't really tell you why. And our shipment was stuck on the coast, basically at the port, for a whole month. And there was no way we could do anything about it. It was right there, like it was in New York, and we could actually see it, but we couldn't do anything about it. And it was a lot of patience and waiting for that to come through, working with the FDA to understand what the problem was, and then eventually discovering that there was an error on their part. They had actually thought that the product had some lasers in it just because it has a glowing light. And again, like having to deal with all of that, and you're at this point where you're sure that you're going to be able to deliver your products on time to customers who are eagerly waiting for it. Like, again, these are moms who are in vulnerable like positions in their lives. Like, they really want to make breastfeeding work. And then the shipment gets stuck at the border for like at the port for like a whole month. So again, coming out of that strong and like being able to dust ourselves off and then come back up and continue shipping the product and advertising it and marketing it to moms was just another story, for instance, of resilience.
It's great stuff. I lived in Guangzhou, just up the road from Shenzhen,
Oh,
for
amazing!
about a year, so
Yeah,
I can kind of relate to your experience. It is a very different
yeah,
place from the United States, so
oof, yeah,
very challenging. I also have been to the DMV and had them tell me that my electric car needed gas and therefore required a smog check. So I can relate a little
oof,
bit to the
yeah,
frustration of having the FDA
yeah,
tell you there are lasers in your product. So
yeah,
listen,
yeah, exactly, yeah.
we all need more resilience. I don't care who you are, what you're doing. We all need more. Uh, Give us a tip. How could we become more resilient?
Yeah, I think I briefly touched upon that, right? I think, like I said, you're gonna have a lots of downs and a few ups as an entrepreneur. And I think throughout those ups and downs, at the end of the day, what matters is the impact that you're having, like the products that you're building are going to have on people's lives, on whatever you're working on, right? Like whether it affects a person directly or indirectly, or whether you're building something for a business. I think it really it's very important to remind yourself time and again of what that impact is. And for me, for instance, right, like what keeps me going is the video that you showed, the testimonials from moms, like going back and reading testimonials, and hearing from them about how our product was a game changer for them, was a breastfeeding savior, a lifesaver, and hearing about all of those positive things about how we're able to make a positive impact on someone's lives with our skills, with our products. That's what makes everything matter to me. So it's all worth it, right? Like all the ups and downs, it's all worth it. But it becomes very, very important to keep track of that one single goal in life at all times, and make sure that you don't forget that. And I think once you have that, I think resilience, just you build that over time. Like, yeah, you end up developing a thick skin to a lot of things that happen around you. But yeah, I think it just happens. You just have to remember why you're doing what you're doing, and that's what matters at the end of the day.
Yeah, that's such a great tip. I really appreciate that. We, like I say, we all need more resilience. None of us are exempt from life's challenges. That's for sure. Uh,
Yeah.
Um, as we wrap up, Sujay, I
Mhm.
wonder if you would just take a minute and tell people how they can learn more about the company, how they can connect with
Yeah.
you, how they can order products, how they can get into the queue, maybe to be an early adopter on the app, that sort of thing. Take just a minute.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much. So, yeah, I think the best place to learn about Lilu would be our website, wearlilu.com. That's wearlilu.com. where again, right now, like I mentioned, our digital platform are offering the Milksense app is currently in beta. So moms can actually go to our website, drop down their emails, and they will immediately receive a link to download the app and test it. So I would say that. And then if they want to reach out to us, they can also reach us on social media. We're very active on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, so they can reach out to us. Our handle is at Wear Lilu. Again, that's WEARLILU.
Excellent. Well, again, Sujay, thank you so much for being with us today. Again, I congratulate you for winning the Judge's Choice Award at the Kinect Capital Live Pitch on the Superpowers for Good show here. We're happy for you. Congratulations on that. We wish you every success in the great work that you continue to do.
Thank you so much for having me, Devin.
All righty. Let's do some good.